Greetings, Goddess Body, Mind, Spirit community. This is your Goddess Guru, Tirra-Omilade, here to share a word of inspiration with you on your path to self-realization, self-mastery. You know, it's all about living in alignment with your higher purpose. And I'd like to help you do that using ancient wisdom and technology so that you live courageously and confidently the amazing, abundant, happy life that you know you deserve. How's everybody doing? Welcome. I would love it if you would let me know that you are here. I am so excited about today's topic, which is what is all this self-sabotage and emotional block about? What I mean, like, what is this about, Tirra-Omilade? Help a sister out. Help a brother out. But before we do that, I would just like to let you know that you are invited, if you are not on my mailing list, to get on my email list, goddessbodymindspirit.com. And what I typically do is let people on my mailing list know first that I am going live, when I'm going live, as well as just about anything I do. I will let them know first, but also anything that I have to offer. It's really about you all. I'm here to be of service. I was talking to some of the ladies who are in my this initiation that I'm leading called this Spiritual Aspirant Initiation. And I was explaining to them last night, because typically whenever I have a meeting with them, there's other priestesses on the call. And I explained to them that we priestesses don't sit up high and look down low like we, are better than everybody else. Instead, the title priest, it actually means to be of service. So by you joining the email list, really it's my way of, being able to be of better service to you all. Hello, how is everybody doing? Greetings, greetings, greetings. We got Aquarian tea. Y'all like my new technology? I don't know if I've used it here yet on YouTube. And then who is this? What? LaMay, how are you doing? Greetings to you. Greetings to you. Priestesses. I think we're all priestesses and priests. At the very least, we are priests and priestesses of our own selves and our families, y'all. Let's be about the work of doing that spiritual stuff, that spiritual juju and magic that works wonders to our families. Hold on. Okay. I heard a bump and I was like, is my son okay? Okay, so thank y'all for being here. You can also see that I have, hi, Kevin. I think that's your name, Kevin. How are you? Welcome. I'm glad that you are here. We love newbies. So today I want to talk about what causes sabotage. I have a theory that I picked up long ago, but was reminded recently through watching a video from one of my astrology teachers, Lada of Astro Lada. She said a lot of people have been saying to her, hey, what's going on? And as I listened to her to a certain degree, I was like, yes, I can conceive of this. I believe this. But when I actually looked at my own life, I thought, now I can see this in my own life. And to me, there's a concept that I teach is called the 4 keys to self-mastery. And one of those is awareness. And awareness, if you walk aware of the things that are happening in your life, oftentimes you can figure out so much. It makes your up level, it makes your evolution, it makes your healing go so much more quickly. And so I just want to share a little bit with you all on that. Now, what I'll start off by doing is talking about some concepts. I will tell you all, I'm initiated into EFI. However, I am a truth seeker. If you really want to know what I am, I'm a truth seeker. And part of the reason I know what I know is because I've studied EFI. So that's why I am referencing the EFI tradition, because this is part of how I've learned truth. Hello, Diza. Bonjour. How are you? Good to see you. Um, so, within the EFI tradition, if we think about when we've heard about positive energies, negative energies, and everybody who's watching this knows everybody on YouTube is careful with how they talk because YouTube has its rules. And so I will be very cautious with how I speak, but y'all will understand what I'm talking about. When we think about these energies that could negatively impact us, a lot of times the word spirit is used. And there's the positive and then there's the negative ones. And I remember a long time ago, some kind of way this book came into my realm. I don't even remember how I got this book. I loaned it out to somebody. She never gave it back to me. So I don't even remember the name of this book. But I started reading this book about this man who had been, if I remember correctly, a judge. And he died and was transitioned over to ancestor land, the non-physical realm. And that is when he saw the different levels of reality beyond the physical level of reality. So this really boils down to understanding the levels of reality and how they are connected. So some kind of way this man was able to there's a woman who had some gift apparently, or she was open and receptive enough to have this man do what is called, I'll call it spiritual writing. I don't remember exactly what it was called, but it was where he could take over her body and he could write what he wanted the world to know. And this is how this book came about. And what he explained was that when people died, there was a level of reality where you still have an understanding of who you were in this lifetime. And then there were other levels that people could travel to. Some of our ancestors might be a little closer, some might be a little bit further away. And he talked about how he could see there were some of these energies that would attach. Say, for instance, the way he described it was an energy that attached to a man who's sitting at the bar. And this man, everyone looking at this man would think he's an alcoholic. However, what he could see from the spiritual realm is that it was an energy that was attached to this man that was getting its energy, its life force fed through this man's alcoholism. And in that moment, it helped me to begin to make changes in myself and understand certain ways of being that I couldn't understand that I had. One of those was worry. I remember being a girl saying that I was a worry wart. I remember my mother being somebody who worried a lot. And I remember as a girl telling people, oh, I'm a worry wart. And I remember sort of feeling like, well, that's just how I am because I remember my mother being a worry wart. Well, I after I read that story, I thought, I wonder if I'm not really worried. I wonder if it's really the spirit of worry and not the way we typically hear about it. Like literally, I felt like I have a spirit attached to me of some sort, and it's feeding off my life force energy in the form of worry. See, we don't all the time need to be addicted to anything that's outside of ourselves. Sometimes we're addicted to emotional states of being. And this is how these energies feed off of us. They feed off of us through worry, through anger, through, to a certain degree, and I say this very lightly, depression, because let me tell you something. I say if you're depressed, you need to go get some help, however that looks for you, okay? For me, I did not have the kind of depression that warranted me going to the doctor to get medicine. I never went to see a therapist. I started initiating and doing spiritual work. Um, but I was depressed quite a bit, and I never could quite figure out why until I began to realize, or just toy around with this concept of, it's actually a spirit that attaches to me and feeds itself through using my life force energy through something I was willing to do, be worried. And I also noticed that worry and fear, like this type of fear that, keeps us from moving forward, I began to realize that I wasn't moving forward on my destiny. I wasn't thriving. I wasn't successful. And so I started playing around with this idea of, okay, so when I feel worried, all I'm going to do is just say, I release this spirit, get away from me, and do energetic work, put up energetic fields around me that says, I release it. No, you cannot feed off of my energy. And do you know it worked? That is really how I ended up loosing the spirit of worry. I used to live in worry all the time. I mean, it was like my natural state of being. Well, and I'm not saying I'm past it, because if some of you talk to some of my friends, they would say, some days we have to talk this chick off a ledge. But I had noticed over the last few years, I felt hardened, where it's like my energy didn't feel soft. No matter how I present to other people, I know that I have this way of presenting is, soft and gentle and, loving and kind and, approachable and easy to talk to. And all of that is true. There was still this, it felt sort of like me putting in concrete. To a certain degree, the word I might use would be shielding, to protect myself from being hurt from by other people. One of the things that I think I remember feeling this way about is teaching dance and fitness, quite frankly. Let me tell y'all, we're fun, but we have to be very strong. There are people that come into our classes that you think, okay, I'm just here to show up and teach a dance and fitness class. It's no biggie. But maybe a competitor will show up and try to mooch your people, or, somebody will basically say, your class is just okay, to your face. Like, I would never do that. I appreciate every person that is willing to risk and put themselves out there and teach me something, or, show up for an hour, especially if they try, they're doing their best. Thank you. No, there are people that will come and I'm like, you paid how much for my class? Not much. Like, you didn't have to say that to me. Okay. So I think I began to put that shielding up for that, among other things. It wasn't just that. And to be honest with you, more people than not love my classes. So just putting it out there. I have the best people who take my classes. Actually, I love my people. But I noticed a hardening happening. And so recently, when I signed up for a class that I took, one of the things I said was, I feel hardened and I want to feel soft. I want my inner softness back. I want to feel relaxed about life. And I started doing all the work, and I was like, wow, like, I feel different. I feel really, really different. And so, and I do want y'all to let me know as I talk. Let me know in the comments, do you relate to what I'm talking about? Do you feel like, why do I have this persistent negative way of being and feeling? Another thing I would like to hear from you is, can you relate to having that hardened feeling where on the inside of you is completely soft, but you've put something in place to perhaps protect you? I would love to hear about that from you. I'll look at the comments in just a moment. Hello, how's everybody doing? So I was able to get there. And then after the class was over, I started feeling it come back. And that's when I said, okay, well, I realized I really just have to continue. I have to make sure I always stay on my spiritual game, which y'all know this is what I teach. If you've not taken the webinar that I taught back in October, you can go to my website, goddessbodymindspirit.com. And I put together a webinar on how to have a thriving spiritual practice. That's one of the main questions people ask me about. So you can go there and sign up for that. But so I get back to, working on that. And I'm just realizing the more we decide that we're moving forward and we're working on our goals, the more we will realize or experience what it is keeping us from reaching our goals. And so one day I said, okay, well, let me see what Lada has to say today. And Lada was talking about how there are these energies, and the word I'm going to use, because I don't want to get, well, it's a good word to use, first of all, is ajogun. Okay. And it's essentially when we think about like these negative energies, but like other people might use other words, but y'all get what I'm saying, right? Now, I want to just put this up here because I believe in the subconscious, and I don't like leaving negative stuff in people's subconscious. The positive energies, the ones that are here to help us, are the ajagun. So I will use ajogun and ajagun. Ajo, the O, is the ones that are negative. So what she talked about is how there are the ajogun and the ajagun that are, it's been like this whole pattern of them working on civilization, like, from the beginning of time. Like, this is not something new, all right? And how the ajogun, and again, ajogun is from the Ifa tradition. The ajogun do things to create chaos. In the end, ajogun and ajagun bring something positive. They will push us to evolve, or they will help us. The ajagun, which are the positive energies, they will, in a more harmonious way, help us to grow and evolve. Well, the ajogun are what I want to propose to you, are perhaps the reason that you are experiencing self-sabotage and emotional blockages. Why do we stay stuck in our stumble? And one of the things that Lada said is that the ajogun do not want us. They profit from us sitting down on our destiny. The ajogun profit from us not moving forward, staying small. They profit. And this is what they seek for us. I used to hate this kind of talk, but I'm opening myself up to the possibility, because there's something beyond this physical reality that we live in. Okay. So one of the things, and I wrote down a few notes because I didn't want to forget about it. So if you feel hardened, that is something to think about. All right. If you feel hardened and every time you try to move forward, you can feel yourself like, I can't, And another thing that you can think about is you say, I'm moving forward. And the next thing you know, every roadblock, and it's typically once roadblocks you're going to put up, even if it looks like it's coming from some other place, every block that could come up is there, right? So we feel hardened and we feel like we can't move. Something that she said that I want to propose to you all. For years, people have told me my videos are too long. And I have said, I do not care. Whoever is going to watch my videos, that's who's going to watch my videos. I began to realize that people are starved because this is what the market says. Put out 5 to 6 minute videos. 5 and 6 minute videos have their place. It's the energy between Gemini and Sagittarius. If you're a Gemini and a Sagittarius, and you don't get along with the opposite sign, let's say you're Gemini, you don't get along with Sag, or you're Sag and you don't get along with Gemini, it's because you bring the same energy, but Gemini brings the 1 minute videos on Instagram, and Sagittarius brings the 4, 5, 7, 8 hours on YouTube, even though YouTube has lots of 5 to 6 minute videos. But I have said for years, I am watching, literally, people are starving. And it's because we have allowed ourselves to fall into thinking, oh, I just need to watch a quick 5 to 6 minute video. Another thing that I'm impressed with, podcasting, people listening to podcasts. That's more of like anti-Ajogun. And so the inability for people to listen to long lectures, getting away from reading books, all of that is put in place by the Ajogun. Now, this is the good news that I want to put out to you. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, chaos. Chaos is another feature of the Ajogun. Let's see how long we can keep them in chaos. Now, the majority of people automatically are thinking about the chaos that we see, the unrest that we see, us versus them, which that is a part of the Ajogun. And so how do we begin to empower that or take the energy and the charge off of that? We don't engage it. Now, we stand for what is right. We absolutely are going to be doing our part to make society better. That's anti-Ajogun, okay? You're like, I will do my part to make society better. And some of that will require getting out, into the streets, doing all what we doing or whatever, you know what I mean? But the chaos that I'm talking about is, think about how many people just will not, they're just going toe to toe. We just gonna bump up. We love it. But I would like to propose that perhaps some of the chaos that we're experiencing is in our own world. That is the most chaos that I experience is always in me. One post that I said I want to make is the inner me. The enemy is the inner me. The enemy is the inner me. Who can relate to that? Let me know. I'm going to pause it before I move on to the next one. Let me see here. Who else is here? We got Divine Divinity, Grand Rising. Everybody knows Azizi, okay? I don't know if she's still here. She's on break. But yeah, we all getting to know. Azizi is well known. Y'all want me to tell y'all why? Azizi be on every live, no matter what platform I'm on. Okay, let's see here. So let's see what Divine Divinity asks. What selection process do these spirits use to attach for us? For example, is it when we are young or because we are from a certain lineage? I would like to believe that they attach to us in the places where we are perhaps vulnerable. I don't think it necessarily has to do with lineage, though it could be. There's a pattern. So for instance, my mother was a worrywart and I was a worrywart initially until I recognized, wait a minute, there's something going on with this. I don't know. I just think something's wrong. And so it's sort of like, by relationship to my mom, I don't know if her mom was a worrywart, I don't know if I don't know. It's because she died before I was born. But I think that it has more to do with, say, for instance, if we are wounded as children and let's say we pick up something to cope with that wounding. That's how it happens a lot of times. Until you can get the wound healed, you will pick up some kind of way to deal with it, right? And sometimes it's negative. It's maybe not, it may not hurt anybody else, but it may not be what's best for you. And so, it could just keep us stuck in that wound. Another way might would be through addiction. I think addiction is a key way. And of course, a lot of us who have experienced some type of childhood trauma perhaps could say, if you have an addiction, yeah, it stems from dealing with that wound. Until you learn how to heal the wound, you find a way to cope. Because the wound is going to be saying, heal me, heal me, heal me, right? So you end up with an addiction of some sort. And some people, I think, have a propensity. There was no childhood addiction. Trauma. It's if you're, let's say, for instance, and we don't use excuses in the Goddess Body Mind Spirit community, we don't use excuses. But I do want to say, those of us born under the sign of Pisces, be careful. All right. If you got a lot of planets from the moon up to Jupiter, up through Saturn. Well, Saturn, you ain't going to have no addiction with Saturn. Maybe you will. I don't know. But if you have planets, the visible planets in Pisces, just know, if you have planets in the 12th house, you might have an addiction. Okay. Or a propensity, an easy propensity for it. And it's because Pisces in the 12th house is about escapism. And how do we escape? Through addiction. And so this is another way. It doesn't have anything to do with childhood, lineage, nothing. It could potentially have to do with, if you do not keep yourself spiritually attuned to a higher vibration, then we could be vulnerable to, that type of connection to the Ajogun through addiction. So my position is that it has everything to do with us realizing why are we here, and then we do everything in our lives that will help to move us in that direction. Very good question. Very good question, Divinity. Yes, Emily, I agree. Thank you for this. Let's see what Johnny J says. Yes, I agree, Johnny J. And even as I go as far as to wonder if it's from other people's misplaced energy. And it actually could be from other people's misplaced energy. And this is why, Johnny J, because that's such a good point, I say we must have a tight spiritual practice. And see, the Ajogun will do everything it can to make you think your spiritual practice is a waste of your time. To me, that is the number one game that they run on us. Oh, you don't need to do anything to elevate your mind. This bullcrap ain't working. And it makes things in society that easily can lull us and attract us, and it gives us this feeling, but y'all know what I'm talking about. We engage it and then you feel empty. That's the Ajogun at work. And that's why I'm bringing this up to you, so that you can realize, whoa, wait a minute. Nah, Ajogun, I'm not falling for it today. Ajogun, I'm calling on you to help me to stick and stay, because I said I was going to do my spiritual practices every day for the rest of my life. I get up, I wash my face, I brush my teeth, I put on my clothes, and then I do my spiritual practices. There's no question. It's no wonder. It's no, I'm not doing them today. Who is not going to get up? For most of us, because I know people, they get depressed, and that, hygiene will leave us when we get depressed. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying normal people is just getting up, living their lives. We're not suffering with any, sickness or anything like that would stop us from our hygiene. Who's going to get up and go leave the house without brushing their teeth? For the most part, none of us, because we know our breath will stink. Well, maybe our lives stink on some level because we're not cleaning ourselves spiritually every day through our spiritual practices. So very good point, Johnny J. Y'all, this is Queen Trina B. I want y'all to look her up on Instagram. I am my sister's keeper. She shares my my post. Actually, she a lot of times she'll just share, what you sell, Black businesses of Black women. here and there, she'll pick up your posts and share them here and there. But I asked her, could I pay her? And it's not much at all. I am my sister's keeper. Look her up. She is faithful and she is devoted to sharing your stuff. Now, I didn't know I was going to do a plug, but I got to tell y'all, I love this sister. I need to go back to Johnny J's excellent comment about it could be from people's misplaced energy. So I didn't finish what I was saying. We clear our energy on a daily basis. And we cut cords. Okay, let's just go on ahead and do this right here, right now. I want you to envision at the end of every day, a golden white column of light coming down over your body, cutting every cord that has been attached to you and you have attached to other people. Okay, every day, at the end of the day, clear your energy. All right, cut the cord. We do not have to let people's energy stay attached to us. However, yes, that is an easy way that the Ajogun can get to us. So, I love this, Johnny J. I come from a powerful lineage of women who have placed their negative energy onto me. And I want to say to all of us who feel this way, that what we are to do is to send it back with light and love. We no longer will live with it. One of the things that I'm learning is that we actually are empowered. And see, this is what the Ajogun would want you to think. You just came from a sucky lineage. No. The Ajogun want us to think that we don't have the power to, reshape whatever we came here with. But the Ajagun are here to let you know, and those are the positive energies, that all power resides within us. And that if we have come through a lineage that has left a lot of negativity on us or in us, in our lives, that, and actually astrology says this too, that you are the one who's come here to change it. Because once you can see it, they didn't see before you, Johnny J. And even if they saw it, they may have liked it and were okay with being that way, but you see it. And so we are being given the opportunity because we are in a time where we literally, I don't care what anyone says, we are free to do whatever we want to do. So if we want to heal ourselves, we can. If we want to say, you know what, ancestors, I cut this cord, I'm sending it back, and I ask the energy of Oya to transform this energy into something positive. And you do it every day. And you say, ancestors, when you have decided that you are going to receive this positivity, then I know it will be so, because I will feel your energy radiating lightly, brilliantly. Until then, stay away from me. You're not welcome here. All right. So the Ajagun, they really want us to stay stuck in these patterns. Okay, I'm going to get to some more. Okay, so yes. And the other thing, Diza says, that's been me for the past 5 years. Concrete. It's real. It's real. Okay, so I really get that. My girl Paula. Oh, look at all these comments. Woo, I'm behind looking up comments. But I just want to say hey to Paula. Where is she? Oh, Monica's here. Momo. Hey, Maurice. Right here. Paula. Yes. Let me tell you what I love about Paula. Paula is in my membership site. And if you want to join my membership site, I would love to have you all. I'm getting ready to start doing some new things in there. So those of you who are in the membership site, just know, get ready. We're getting ready to do some fun stuff. But she asked so many questions. I love that. Johnny J. My girl, Johnny J. I can relate to the hardened feeling and am healing from that. Yes. We never realize how heavy the burden of others is until we step into our own divinity and release their energy. So you're already doing it, Mama. Yes, Queen. This is truth. The subconscious mind is so powerful, and the Ajogun know this. They know this. Okay. And so what we have to do is we have to make sure that we do our work. So let me go on ahead and tell y'all some of the solutions that I propose for dealing with the Jogun. And the main thing that we need to realize is that we have choice. And it goes back to awareness, awareness that we talked about. When we are aware that we said we were going to do A, but we see ourselves doing A minus, like the opposite. It's like, wait a minute. Okay, nope. Ajogun, not today. I'm making what? A choice. Who rules choice? So again, the framework by which I operate, one of the frameworks by which I operate is the tree of life in the Metanetter. Okay. Now, with the tree of life, it is talking about, and this is true for the Orisha tradition or the goddess tradition, it doesn't matter. Within us are all of the energies, okay, that we are the tree of life. It ain't not something we're going to go and grab something off of. No, the tree of life is within us, okay? And so, Shango Haru, this is the energy within us that has to do with choice. And it also has to do with strategy. So you have to come up with a strategy, typically on the front end, to say, well, when this comes up, this is what I will do. See, the Ajogun, the negative ones, they realize as soon as we get confounded and confused and like, I don't know, feeling disempowered, they've got us. They don't even have, we don't even have to indulge in anything negative. Half the time the Ajogun are doing their work and we look like completely decent people, and we are. But we're living in such a mediocre manner. And they're like, okay, as long as I can keep them stuck in mediocrity and making justification and rationalizations for why they are stuck where they are, they will happily stay under our influence. So we have to say, I am going to achieve A, and it may not be anything regarding material manifestation, or it could be regarding a healings, like Johnny J has been talking about healing, an ancestral legacy that she has come from dealing with the women in her family. Doesn't matter what it is. You say, this is what I'm going for, and I will not be denied. And every time you find yourself moving away from what you said you were going to do, you have a strategy in place and you say, I will not be denied. See, the Ajogun says, just feel defeated. Don't do it. You have to say, not today. I don't like saying the word Ajogun too much. Okay. But that's the first step. You have to make the choice that you're like, no. You have to do things to change things up. So going to Aquarian T, Aquarian T says, I love long videos. They better hush. I know. Thank you. I have taken 6-hour webinars and didn't get off, except for the breaks that they gave us, and didn't feel tired or nothing. Got off and felt invigorated. So that's something you could do. You could tell yourself, I will force myself to sit down and start watching longer videos, longer documentaries. I will use the tidbits, the bits and the bots when they're appropriate, because we don't want to get rid of the bits and the bots, the sound bites, all of that. We don't want to get rid of that. They are effective, but they should not be the only thing that we consume. And perhaps it's longer videos. Perhaps you're going to read a book from start to finish. Give yourself a date. People talk about reading 4 books a month. Join a book club. That might be something else that you could do. Start taking longer walks, changing up your exercise routine. I'm going to give y'all a great example of something that I have realized the way the Ajogun worked through me is through Afrobeats music, is through dancing. I can turn on music and get lost, and it's like, oh my God, what have I done? Like, this is not what I said I was going to do. It's the worst time I had spiritually was related to when I was lost in teaching Zumba and African dance. I was completely and totally, it looked like I was moving and shaking. Everybody was on my on my Facebook page, like, oh my God, look at you. You just go and you're so like, I wasn't even teaching that much, but it looked like I was just so busy and so professional. But it was actually, I was completely and totally lost in dance. Uh-huh. Yeah. So now I've almost completely stopped watching Afrobeats videos. I will let myself watch them if it's more of like a tutorial, because then you have to listen and you have to learn, and you can learn steps, and I know a lot of the steps, but I only will let myself look at tutorials because I get lost. That to me is a straight up Ajogun move in my life. These are the kinds of things that we have to be thinking about. Okay. Change it up. Let's see here. Let me look at some more comments. Yes, I agree. Everything is so instant, and yeah, a lot of us are, yeah, starving for love. And I said that I would not stop. I stick with the long videos. People will tell me, oh my God, it's so hard. And if you're one of those people, I'm not judging you. Um, and it's okay. It's totally okay. Because I just know and realize my style is not for everybody. But if you listen to what I say, it ain't what's the word I want to use? I just feel like I don't want to use the word fluff, but it's not a lot of depth to what people get. And so then everybody's freaking starved. So yeah. Let's see what Maurice Morrison says. Yes. Soften the chakra heart. Everything is flowing in the universe. You must flow, grow, and show. I love it. Yes, yes, yes. I agree. Yes, we create our own chaos. So I really encourage you to to accept responsibility. That's another Shango move. Everybody wants to talk about the Orisha. Everybody wants to know the Orisha. And I just feel like it's really sad that it's good that the Orisha have presented themselves in a way that to make people want to crave them. It's sad that people don't insist that people go deeper with this thing. For me, I would be embarrassed and horrified if I teach you something and you're not better for it. I would be embarrassed and horrified. Okay. At the very least, I ain't going to hurt you, but I'm not going to my goal is never to keep you where you are. My goal is to provide you what you need to expand. Yeah. Kevin asked a good question. And guess what? I don't know. I don't talk dark matter, so I'm not quite sure. If I ever get that answer, I will let you know. But you know what? I believe in this is another thing. Someone mentioned the research earlier. I think it was Aquarian tea. So I think Kevin should let us know if he finds out about dark matter, or is there somebody else who knows about dark matter here? Because guess what? I don't even have to know all the answers. I'm one of the ones that's like, I am more than happy to have other people teach. Chaos in my universe, always. Yeah. We, a lot of us can relate to that. Go, Momo. Let's see here. This is my other one. How you doing, Queen Monica? How you doing? Let's see what Akashic Song has to say. How you doing, Akashic Song? Let's see here. We have to rage against the dying, yes, of the light. The microwave society is turning us all into spiritual secrets with ADHD. Akashic Song said that we crave the knowledge but can't sit still and absorb it. All right, I'm gonna leave that one up there for a minute. So, I mean, I don't have to add anything on there. We crave the knowledge but can't sit still and absorb it. Thank you for that Akashic Song. Hey, Trey. So, will shadow work help us? It's interesting that you brought this up because one of my sons brought this up. And to be honest with you, I don't use the terminology shadow work, though I do believe I get the concept. And maybe Momo has spoken on this because I think I've heard, Maurice, excuse me. I think I've heard him talk about doing the shadow work. And what I will say is, if it's this, Emily, because that's a good question, an excellent question. If it's embracing, yeah, I got a part of me that's like, something ain't right. Like, something ain't right. But what do we typically do? We run from the inner darkness. And so that in and of itself is a win for the Ajogun, right? Run from the darkness, never confront it, never work with it, never. But I always say, um, sit down with your cup of Shango. I call my coffee a cup of Shango. I know people dog out coffee, but when you got Shango energy, you just might drink coffee and smoke cigarettes. Now, I do not smoke, never have been a smoker, never will be a smoker. Don't advocate it. But I'm here to let y'all know, stop judging the Shango types that drink coffee and smoke cigarettes. Now, I'm not a coffee addict. But anywho, that's aside. See, Ajagun trying to distract me from talking to y'all. Not today. Come on, Ajagun. Come on, Ajagun. Anywho, sit down with your cup of coffee or your cup of green tea. It could be in green tea. And have a discussion with your dark self. Like, girl, what's up? Bruv, what are you doing? And I'm telling you, you'll learn a lot. You will learn a lot. I'll tell y'all, I used to be so embarrassed by this, but I'm like, wow, I've healed a lot. When I was 14 years old, and this is all resulting from being raised up in the house full of stress and violence. And, my parents are good people. I don't judge them, don't judge them. But there was domestic violence between my parents. They argued all the time. And, we have the mean girls. Well, this girl had been actually a really good friend. I just loved this girl. For some reason, she turned on me. And we were on the school bus, and she was just doing the verbal bullying. And I started pulling out my hair. And I did it one time, and I was like, wow, I feel better. And I fell into an OCD, hair pulling. It's called trichotillomania. And been ashamed about it for years. That's how I know. See, that's another thing. The Ajagun wants you to be ashamed about your darkness, your shadow side, your addictions, your mental health issues. They love for you to walk in shame and guilt. That's Ajagun moves right there. See, Ajogun, they want you to be in the shame. Jagun is like, baby, you perfect with or without your OCD. It don't matter to me. I love you no matter what, right? And so part of the reason actually I cut off my hair is because I could not get control of the OCD. If I start working on something, it's like I said I wanted to have a membership site. As soon as I started working on that membership site, my OCD kicked into gear. And what it would do is it would jumble up my mind and it would cause me to numb out. I began to realize it's really an addiction. People are like, oh, it's a mental health problem, when the DSM. I'm like, the first time I began to realize, and I can't remember who proposed this because I've been in all kinds of groups that talk about this. Someone was like, yeah, it's an addiction for real. This thing can be overcome through 12-step process. um, so yeah, I realized it was an addiction, and that the way it manifested, or the way it helped me to numb out pain and deal with the worry, was it would jumble up my mind so that I would not hear it. And it was like I would pull, 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 pull. And a lot of us who have this will say, you don't even know you're pulling. People say, oh, doesn't it hurt? No, it doesn't hurt. You wouldn't do it if it hurt. You don't realize that you've pulled out half your head until you look at your shoulder and you're like, oh, crap. That's how zoned out it makes you. So once I cut off my hair, because every time I cut off my hair, I don't do it. I'm not one of the ones that pulls up my eyebrows. There's some people with that OCD, they'll pull out everything on their body. Pubic hair, everything. Don't judge them, y'all. Don't judge them, okay? Because they're not hurting nobody. The ones who cut, to me, the people who pull out their hair and the ones who cut, they're the same, people. They just have different modalities. Don't judge them. Cutting is just more dangerous, in my opinion. Yeah, so I began to realize, okay, I'm better. Like immediately, I'm healed. I don't pull out my hair. Boom, cut it off. Totally healed up. So what I began to realize is like the way my OCD channels now, and this is from it going from me being ashamed of it to me using it in my life, realizing how can I use this OCD in my life? If I know that something is in this house and I can't find it, guess who's going to find it? My OCD kicks into full gear. When I tell you I am full on obsessed with finding something, I will find it. So I've learned to channel my shadow, my dark energy, this thing that I just thought was the worst thing in the world you could potentially have. I learned to channel it into being obsessed about things that are positive or nonsensical. Like, I don't know. It could be, I don't even know, because I don't think about it too much, but y'all have witnessed something that I've never done before. And that's admitted to having an OCD publicly and don't feel one bit of shame about it. But my dreadlocks, I don't know if y'all used to see me on my videos. I would pull my hair in a particular manner. It was why I never got my hair done. If y'all ever look at my old videos and wonder, why does her hair look so rough? I would have loved to go on and get my hair done, but I was always too ashamed to go get it done because of the missing hair. It was always just on this side of my head and didn't want to have to explain it and stuff like that. But I just didn't, it was too much sometimes to do my hair on a regular basis. So yeah, that's something that the Ajogun used to use against me on a regular basis. And then I cut off my hair and they couldn't do that anymore. They try other ways though. So let me pause on looking at comments. Y'all have great comments and questions. I hope that answers your question a little bit, Emily. So we work with Heru and then, or Shango, and then we work with Ogun, Herakahuti. And we have to have the courage to move and act in a different and new way. So first and foremost, we have to become aware of this. Okay, wait a minute. I think this might be me falling for the Ajogun, but I get to choose if I'm going to fall for it or not. So if we say I'm not choosing, then we have to have the courage to do that. And then we have the courage to do something new and different. Because I'm telling you, it's an energetic vibration. It is an energetic vibration when we decide that we're going to be mediocre. That's a certain feel. When you decide I am going to raise my vibration, I'm going to do something that's more high vibrational. Some of us will say, I'm too afraid to do that. And that we'll choose the Ajogun way, but we can always have the courage to choose the Ajogun way, which is I'm going to move towards the positive vibrations. I'm going to move towards my destiny. Okay. However that looks for you. And so then what that leads to is that softness the way it's been feeling for me is literally, I feel like I live in a lush environment. Nothing has changed in terms of my house. I don't live in a huge house. I live in a just an average middle class neighborhood, nothing fancy or anything like that, which I don't care anymore. Like that was another way I loosed the grip of the I Joe goon on me. I don't care about status and stuff like that. I'm bougie and I'm proud of it. But my bougie manifests for me how it manifests. I'm bougie because I'm at one with the lush abundance of the universe. Okay. I'm bougie no matter what I have or don't have. Right. So, how this is feeling is it feels very lush. And I feel this oneness with the great divine consciousness, with the great mother, with the great father. I feel taken care of. I feel like everything is going my way. The whole world is in the middle of a pandemic. My people, my African Americans, black people, whatever we want to say, because I know some of us actually come from Africans whose parents have come here. As black folk have been um, raising our voices in a huge way now regarding the loss of life at the hands of the police. And people are losing their jobs or they're hungry. It's like a lot going on. And how do I feel? I'm like, I love the universe. I'm happy. I'm content. And I'm holding the space for this energy to vibe, to move out. I don't feel guilty for feeling good. I don't feel guilty for feeling abundant and living abundantly during this time, you know? And I typically feel mad and pissed off and frustrated. And it's like, I got to do something to help my people and all that kind of good stuff. Well, that's just, I said in the past, I've done that and it did not profit me. As a matter of fact, I'm more broke than ever doing that. And so I decided, you know what? I think this is an Ajogun play on me. So I'm going to choose the Ajagun way. And what that has led me to is the more feminine way, where we don't feel that hardness, where we can trust people more, where we are feeling like I'm going to live my destiny and I know it will manifest. And I don't believe there's one destiny. I think there's many things that we come here to do. So it's not just this one point that we're getting to. Destiny is several points along a path. So I will live my destiny. What I decided I was going to do is I am going to share spirituality with people who are willing to hear what it is that I have to share and apply it to their lives so that they too can live in alignment with their destiny and live courageously and confidently the amazing lives that they know they deserve. I no longer feel I have to live the life that the Ajogun have given. I live the life that I want to. Okay. So that leads us to the goddess energy within us, the feminine energy within us. So we have this, this Heru choice strategy, Shango, Ogun, take action, all of that to break this tide that the Ajogun have on us. You break it. You move into the goddess way of manifesting abundance, of living in alignment with your destiny. Maurice mentioned the flow, living in the flow. And so things will begin to happen. You want to start your own business. Yes, you should start your own business right now. Why not? Right? Somebody needs what you have to offer. And so how do we do this? We put ourselves in the midst of this working with the masculine and feminine energy as I described it. And the next thing you know, whatever it is that you need to do to manifest it comes your way. Every time you feel fearful moving forward, you just say, Ogun, Herakahuti, what are we going to do? I need you to help me keep moving. Don't let me turn around. This is one of the reasons I love Harriet Tubman. She was like, you can move forward or I will kill you right here. But going back, once you get on this journey, moving up to the north, You're not going back because you're going to go back and tell on us and all that kind of good stuff. No, we're not having that. So this is what we have to do. We have to make an agreement to work with these Orisha to keep us making the choice to work with the Ajagun. Okay, y'all remember that? The A is the one that we want. Where is it? That's the negative. This is the positive. We want to work with the Ajagun. We want to work with our Orisha. And I believe that it is working under the spell unknowingly. I think it was Johnny J mentioned the subconscious. This is how the Ajogun work on us, working with the Ajogun under their energy is the number one reason why I believe that we sabotage ourselves on a regular basis and we have an energy of hardening within us, because if you don't get to that feminine way within you, you're not going to have the flow. The flow does not exist through that hardened wall. Okay. Yep. Let's see here. I love how y'all are chatting with one another. I'm going to put this up until I find another comment because that one was so good. So I want to talk about this group. I want you to look at your chart and see, do you have Pluto in Scorpio? If you have Pluto in Scorpio, y'all have a lot of, it's not easy. And these are the millennials. People talk about the millennials. The millennials came here to basically sort of like just create something very new, but in a way that involves a lot of force. Basically that. Y'all know what I mean? Tear ish up. So for those with Pluto in Scorpio, and there was a little time in the late 80s or the early 90s where Pluto moved out but then back into Scorpio. You're still in this group too. The millennials. You have to not hide from your darkness through, this escapism. And there is a definite healing that you have to bring. You have to do the healing work. You have to dig very deeply. And I can say it doesn't surprise me. It used to initially, like I was working with people who are more my age. But then I began to get lots of millennials who would request readings. And I began to realize it's because you have Pluto and Scorpio, and millennials need ancient spirituality and technology and tools to heal. But, the millennials are dealing with a lot of trauma, and it could be generational trauma also. All of us are really. But it's something different about the millennials. You must find your power by transcending that wound. I'm going to say it that way. Okay, I can see it this way. Here's another good one. Meditation will help you tune in. See, y'all know a lot already. Woo. Yes, nice. Here's one of my favorites, HTH. I call this one HTH. Hey, HTH. So all the Libras out there, I just got to tell y'all, whenever I do that, the astrology this year takes my breath away. I've been working on the monthly reading. And again, y'all, I have a membership site where I do deeper dives. Okay. Like this month, I'm going to post an ancestor course within my membership course on my membership site, but I do weekly and monthly readings. I'm just going to go on ahead and give this to all the Libras out there. Aries, you're going to be happy. Libras, you're not going to be happy once Aries moves into Mars moves into Aries. I am so sorry, Libra, because it's going to be there for 6 months opposite your sign. That's y'all Libras. You better be looking for balance in your life. I'm just going to say it like that. I like this. This is Ajagun. Okay, Aja, the positive. We need to look out for each other. That is Ajagun energy. Okay, so these are yes, yes. Cord cutting. This is a good one. Okay, Trey. It's hard to be around people who aren't on a higher frequency because I feel like I have to lower myself to talk to them and it's draining. I can relate to that. And so, what I have learned is first and foremost, I will limit myself to how much I do that. If it's at work, you might end up just being the one who is just like, you know what, when y'all have this kind of conversation, if you have an ajagun conversation, I will participate. If you're talking ajogun, I will not. I think, Trey, people who say this is happening have to put a boundary in place with themselves and say, this is what I will talk about and this is what I will not talk about. So I remember when I drew a hard line and said, if people come to me with gossip, forget about it. Not doing it. And I don't guilt and shame people for it. I just tell them, I'm not talking about that with you. You got to talk to somebody else about that. I refuse. I don't talk about people's business. I just created that hard boundary. I was working with somebody who's the biggest gossip I've ever met, maybe. And I just said, not doing it. So you can just make the choice. It goes back to Shango. Just make the choice. I'm not going to do it. And I can put my listening ear on. And the other thing I do, Trey, is I just go into observation mode. You know, like I said, I have this framework of, say, the my spirit is saying, say the 4 agreements. I have the framework of the 4 agreements. And, you know, I make no assumptions and do my best to love on this person right where they are. And maybe the best way I can love on them is to listen to them and to not judge them. Okay. And so it's different ways that we can figure out how to do this. This is just me giving you examples of how I would process it in my mind. Let's see here. Yes. I hope y'all saw that, how to spell it. I know that y'all made these comments a little while ago. So, all right, HTH. Ma'at rules law. And here, if you like, Libra Season by Wanda Wisdom or Sloan Bella's video or Nicole Brown Simpson, Libra Moons. All righty. Oh, am I already at the bottom? Okay. So we got a lot of Libras on here today. We're really talking about Libra stuff. All righty. So yeah, y'all, I hope that this has helped. So I'm just gonna, because of I'm really sensitive to where is it? So this is a good one. Ajagun. Okay. And the Jogun are the ones that we want to end our relationship with. Okay. Okay. How do I get family to understand that I am in a different space so I can't participate in the low vibrational things they are doing? It all depends on, do you live with them? If you live with them, then maybe you have to sort of baby step your way out of it and just say, nah, not today. Stay in the room. And then the next time you can just say, here's something that I've learned. You make yourself so busy that you can't do it. You just start getting busy, busy, busy. So, and I'm not quite sure of the low vibrational things that you're talking about, like watching TV. I might would say, I signed up for a class, so I'm studying my class right now. I can't watch that TV show. Or, if it's eating in a different way, the main thing is don't judge anybody for what they're eating. Even if you've always been the cook, keep cooking it and just say, yeah, here you go. I'm not eating this though. I'm choosing to eat a different way. Um, I have always put myself in a place where I'm like, oh, I'm busy. And I will be reading a book, or I'll start taking a class of some sort that requires homework and studying. Maybe I'll start a new fitness routine. And I'm just too busy working on working out. Can't show up at that time to do that. Um, and after a while, they'll get used to it. Now, the other thing you could always do is call in your ancestors of light. Ancestors of light, I need you to help make sure you work this out, because it's your family too. I need you to get them to act right. Okay. Gossip and just being spiteful to people. Then you just absolutely don't participate. And so what ends up happening is, y'all know the Venn diagram. You have the two circles, and then there's the part that's in the middle. You constantly see where can you find them in the middle. But you have to accept that when you decide you are not going to gossip and be spiteful, you are in your circle, and you just have to honor them. That's how they are. I'm not that way anymore. I refuse to be that way. Not going to be that way. And after a while, one of the things that the law of vibration teaches is that people who are vibrationally different cannot exist together. And since it's family, you just may find that you're not hanging out with your family as much, and you have to be okay with that. And you can always, this is what I always tell people, put yourself in a place where you are more willing, that you're willing to receive them when they're ready to be vibrationally aligned with, more positive, optimistic ways of being. I do my best to not judge people, because that actually is part of the Ajo Goon moves. Okay. Well, look at my family, or my friends or whoever, they're acting like this. That keeps us tied up. That keeps us tied up. And what we have to do is just say, you know what? From this soft spot within me, I love and I honor you. And I know it sounds all wimpy and unicorn like, but when it's real, it's like you don't even see them as gossipy and spiteful. You just see them as people who haven't awakened yet to a new way of being. And we can, it's like, yeah, it's okay. It's okay. And so, you know, and it frees your energy up so that you can go do other things. And the other thing, and this is just me, and I think you got a little fire in you, Trina B, Queen Trina B. I will tell people I'm not doing it anymore. I put people on Front Street. I'm just straight up like that. Y'all can gossip like that if you want to. When you're ready, I will take my earbuds out and we can talk. All right. I'm not doing that BS. I don't say it's beneath me. I just say I don't like doing that. I wouldn't want people to do it to me. I think it's not nice. However you want to say it. All right. Let's see. Sing a Bob Marley song every time. I love that. Change the energy in the room. Woo. Libras tend to catch enough hell minus this upcoming Mars entering Aries. Aries rules law enforcement, ego, bullying, males, Caucasians. Y'all be mindful overall, not just the Libras. That is true. That is true. I just mentioned Libras because, oh my God, there's a lot of Libras on here today. Let's see here. What do y'all think about Dark Lordism? This man is one of the hardest working men on YouTube. That I know. But I don't all the time. I do like that he's eclectic. He does his own thing and he is faithful. But I don't all the time get to watch what he does. I know he does a lot with the Hindu tradition. That's interesting to me. Start making some yantras. Try new things and be fully open to where your mind can go. I like that. All right, y'all. I'm going to be getting off of here. So Queen Trina B says she does, and she's called mean as hell. That Leo warrior come out. That's right. That's right. And it's okay. I'm with you. I'm not doing it. And I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Yes, yes, yes. So many Libras. So many Libras. So I hope that very nice. Dark Lordism, HTH says, so far like his work, appreciative. Yes, yes, yes. You know, let's talk about gossip real quick, and then I got to go. Gossip is not cool. People can get seriously hurt, if not even killed, behind doing things like that. So, you know what? That is so good, Kevin. Gossip is such an Joe move. And so, like for me, because I subscribe to my aunt being the spiritual scientist and I allow my inner Ma'at to come out, it gives me an opportunity to be like, wow, that's the Ajogun right here, living and breathing in front of me, my own blood. I just put my spiritual scientist hat on and I watch them and I'm like, wow, it's like really fascinating. And I do it very objectively. Because like I said, I'm not judging nobody. Because let me tell you, I've been under the spell and still working my way out of this thing, right? Love that. Love that, Kevin. Love that. Let's see here. Ah. Yes, Justina. I'm so happy you're here. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, thank you all so much. I have had a good time today. I appreciate you all so much. Again, thank you for all the comments. If you decide that you begin to realize that you've come up against the spell of the Ajogun and you are in the process of breaking it, always feel free to come back. I look at every comment that is left. So I would love to hear from you all. Of course, if you know somebody who might would benefit from why do they sabotage themselves? Why do they feel hardened because of the world? And what can they do? Share this video with them because, hey, that's what we are all about. And, just remembering that we're wanting to work with the Ajagun, okay? That we're wanting to break the spell. And we will know that we have received this proof because we will be planning on how we're going to move forward. We will courageously move forward towards some achievable outcome. And we will get to a place where we feel the lavishness of the universe. So thank you all so much for joining me today. So glad to have y'all here. Thank you for all of the beautiful discussion. You all are brilliant. You are wonderful. I'm so excited to hear about your successes. Always, always let me know how you have made progress and are succeeding. Again, I have a membership site. I do readings. You can learn more there at goddessbodymindspirit.com. And y'all have a wonderful weekend. One last thing, I will be going live tomorrow on my Facebook page at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The name of my Facebook page is The Oracle Speaks. I will post it on my community tab here. Yesterday, I talked about unpacking Venus retrograde. So I encourage you to watch that. We have to unpack the retrogrades. Venus came out of retrograde yesterday. And tomorrow, there's another topic that I want to look at related to Venus retrograde and actually perhaps can help us as we continue to move ourselves towards the Ajagun. Yes, it's all about positivity and light. This ain't no unicorn stuff, y'all. This is real. Don't fall under the spell of the Ajagun, all right? It's all about the love and the light of the Ajagun. This is Tirra-Omilade. Thank you all so much. I will see you in the next video. Peace.